A few myths regarding CrossFit. Joining me today is Coach Loic. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, so I've been told that the first rule of CrossFit is that you must talk about CrossFit. So here we are. We are not dispelling that myth, but perpetuating that myth.
Absolutely. But take it as we're talking about fitness, right? Mm-hmm. And the idea is to be healthier, right?
That's right.
And I'm using a method called CrossFit to get to the point, but the idea is to actually be healthier longer, to live longer and actually kick some booties.
That's right. To live longer and not only live longer, but live well within that length of time.
Absolutely.
So many people, when they hear, when they want to get started into fitness or wellness, whether it be CrossFit or any other type of exercise program, a lot of them think that I have to be in shape, like I'll start that once I get in shape. And I hear that a lot, when people want to try CrossFit. So do you want to dispel that myth first?
So, I mean, there's this great saying that you don't have to be great to start, but you got to be start to be great, right? And it goes with everything that we're doing. In CrossFit, there's this myth about what it is, but really when you go into our gym or my gym, you see normal people just trying to do normal exercises, just simply trying to get fitter and move on with their life. So it's the reality of not necessarily like I need to be super in shape to start is really not. It doesn't have to be. Mm-hmm. Anybody can come at any given level and they will be able to get better, and that's all that really matters.
That is right. And so another thing that people see, I feel some people's first introduction to CrossFit is, watching the CrossFit Games on television or watching CrossFit professionals on social media platforms. And then that can kind of lead into the idea that, they're lifting so much weight, they're moving so fast that CrossFit can be actually dangerous to you.
Right. That's 1% of the world, and that may be the Olympic Games of CrossFit. Most of us don't do all that stuff, and we don't need to do all that stuff. The idea is that maybe by what you're doing at the gym, you're able to go outside and do what you really want to do. If it's to get into some hiking or maybe some traveling or maybe to be playing with your kids or your grandkids, is that opportunity that you get to do is just to be able to be healthy enough for that.
So can you give me some examples of, say it's, someone who's, middle-aged, hasn't worked out or, for their whole life or, it stopped when they were adults, raising their kids, and now they have grandkids that they want to play with. What are some things that they'd learn at your CrossFit gym that would transfer over into something like that?
So everything is functional, based on functionality. And so we're going to take any movements like a squatting, a hinge of the hips, a pressing, a pulling, some sort of sit-ups, and then we're going to mix them up into different type of workouts to make them better at a whole lot of different things. But the idea is that if I expose you to a lot of different movements, then you are able to use them in a regular life.
And what about those people that say, well, I have grandkids, I'm too old to do CrossFit? What would you say to them?
So we have this 55-plus years old class at Beyond Borders, and those people are absolutely amazing. Quite a few play pickleball on the side, and they actually have said that since doing CrossFit, they're much better doing pickleball. And so I think it's just the same idea, like you got to come and try to check it out. And not everybody will start at the same level. Not everybody would do exactly the same thing, but the idea is if you are bettering yourself every single time you come in, you will be able to get back into what you really want to do. And if it's to play with your grandkids, anybody can do that, and everybody should be able to do that.
What about for those people who think, I'm going to get too bulky, I'm going to, lifting all these weights, 3, 4, 5 days a week, I'm going to build too much muscle, and that's not the look that I want.
Sure. Again, come and check it out. You won't find a bulky for that particular reason, but you need to eat in order to bulk. And if you're just working out and have a healthy lifestyle, you're just going to be fit more so than big.
So you kind of mentioned nutrition, that you need to eat so much to get to that.
Yep.
Is that something that people can also learn from you and your staff at Beyond Borders? Is that something that they can come and say, maybe I do exercise and I'm okay with that, but it's really my nutrition that I'm noticing that's where I'm kind of falling off. I work out 5 days a week, but I'll have pizza or I'll go out to eat a lot, and I need some help there. Is that something?
Yeah, we are, I mean, I always encourage people to share their stories if it's worth telling. And so we do have a few people that come with serious question about what to eat, why not. I'm not a dietitian, they're a nutritionist, so it's not like I can write things out for people to do, but I can surely give them advice. I can tell them what I do and what works, what doesn't work for me, and then just go from there.
So say somebody's watching and they're thinking, okay, you've kind of twisting my arms, I'm thinking about this. How do they start their CrossFit journey? Would they reach out to you? Would they just show up at the gym? Should they, practice some movements at home before they come see you? What would you recommend for someone who's kind of on the fence?
So remember, they don't have to do anything before they can start. They can just show up. So they can go to the gym. It's mainly open from 5:30 until 6:30 p.m. every day. They can call me. The first class is always on me. They don't have to pay anything, because I want that to be an easy introduction, and that has to be their choice of choosing to do this and not me forcing them, but just to come, show up, and actually just see what it's all about.
Yeah, and I think something people should keep in mind is that it does take a while, right? When you're looking for results, it's not going to be an overnight thing.
Correct. Well, everything we're doing is try to go for the easy stuff out nowadays, and this is the one part that it's going to take the longest, is to work on yourself. And so depending on where you start, it might take a while, and some people always look at the end result, but they don't see, the roots behind it. Some people, like myself, I've been doing this for over 15 years, and so there's a reason why maybe I can do certain things that some other people may not be able to do yet. But that doesn't mean they won't be. It just means that it takes time.
Yeah, and I think we had a conversation earlier, and we only have about 30 seconds left, unfortunately, but we were kind of talking about how a lot of things are making our lives easier. And this is not, it's going to make your life easier, but it's not going to be easy to get there.
Correct. And I think having a set of goals, having a coach there every day to help you with that journey and be able to provide the right service with a good quality of service, I think it's a good way to get started.
Absolutely. So if somebody does want to get started, where can they find you, or how do they sign up?
2007 East Front Avenue. And we are number 23, and my phone number is 480-662-8845, and email is info@bbcrossfit.com. Anything there, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. All right. So just reach out, and it's easy to get started.
Absolutely. Get started.
That's right. Start today.
All
Great.
right, thank you.
Thanks so much for your time, Louis.
Thanks.
And stay tuned. We have more North Dakota Today coming up right after this.